Welcome to the Jay Martin Show. My name is Jay Martin, and my guest today is Jose Garcia, the president and CEO of SilverX, a silver producer and developer in Peru. Always fascinating getting an update from Jose, in addition to just his thoughts on the silver sector. Here's Jose Garcia. Enjoy. All right, here I am with Jose Garcia, the president and CEO of SilverX. Jose, it's great to have you on the program.
Hi, Jay. Likewise. Happy to be here with you.
Okay, so lots of excitement around silver and silver stocks right now. We're getting a ton of inbound inquiries via our YouTube channel, newsletter subscribers. I want to start with your outlook, Jose. Thoughts on the silver sector, near-term forecast. What are you paying attention to?
Well, I guess silver is started to be recognized as a safe haven. Obviously, with this changing world, this changing environment, I think people should be seeking to invest in precious metals. And when you compare silver with gold on that famous historical ratio, I think silver is even more appealing, I would say. When it comes to the juniors that we operate in the silver space, and by the way, want to emphasize that SilverX is a junior producer, because there is very few silver companies in this space, in our size, that are actually producing silver. I think we become a very safe value. We become a very interesting vehicle in the potential, environment for uprising silver prices. And we certainly look forward to having a really stellar 2023, 2024. Silver it's been performing recently, $24, $25 an ounce, but we believe there is ample room for it to grow. And the moment silver grows, obviously producers become even more attractive. The silver space is really small. There's very few companies, as I said, and also there is potential for consolidation going forward. I think SilverX is really well positioned, and we believe that silver will perform over the next couple of years, of course, right?
I agree. And you know what's interesting is I have one guest who I often have on the channel. His name's Jeffrey Christian of CPM Group. And my audience always gets frustrated with me when I have Jeff on because he's typically more bearish than most of my silver guests that are calling for, exponentially higher prices. But I saw Jeff doing some media last week calling for $50 silver. Now, Jeff Christian is pivoting that. I wouldn't say pivoting. He's always been bullish, just not as bullish as people seem to want him to be. But I'm aligned and I'm putting my money where my mouth is on this one, Jose, on the bullish silver outlook. And I agree, I've got a lot of exposure to gold, but when I want that real torque, that's when I look to the silver sector. That's what it can provide, absolutely. So, the goal behind SilverX was to become a 20 million ounce silver producer. You're in the process right now of acquiring the Revenue-Virginius Mine. This is an American asset. It's in Colorado. As I understand it, this was built to pre-production, and it was permitted prior to, and I'd love to know the backstory on this asset from you, because I understand the infrastructure's there. It was more or less built to production, pre-permitted. You've now scooped it up for $4.5 million. So I want to get the backstory. What is the backstory of this asset? Why did it catch your attention? And walk us through any transaction details that you can.
Yes, it's a very interesting opportunity. The Ura silver mines are in the southwest of Colorado, the Colorado state. It's one of those historical districts. Same as what we did here in Peru, is a district that has been in mining for probably 200 years, extremely high grade of silver. When you look at the various historical resources that companies have put in place, is really consistently above 20 or 30 ounces of silver per ton, which is extreme. It's amazing, right? Now, companies that were operating this asset previously, particularly one that was a public company called Arcana, made very heavy investments. The plant is fully built, the mine is relatively well built and heavily invested. However, they actually ran out of money just at the moment they were starting production. Okay? That was very unfortunate. We look at the asset. Why we like it? Not only because it was fully permitted before, because it's built before, because we like the geology. And we're going to start a phase of resource definition. Going to do, let's say, the brownfield exploration of resource extension because we like those veins. It's high grade. We're going to look for wider veins than expected in that part of the world. Going to be looking for a really turnaround plan, something that within the next 2 years, we can demonstrate to investors that we have really good grade and that we have a plan, a mine plan that is going to be profitable, okay? We have all the confidence we're going to get there, okay? And it's going to be exciting. The fact of this in the US is also attractive. It's a very good jurisdiction. People like it. We love it, okay? And I think that given that we anticipate, this resource update within 2 years, which to me is a very fast track, I'm really looking forward to it. I think we're going to keep on coming back to investors with really good news. It's going to be extremely accretive, and that will get reflected, obviously, in the value of our company sooner or later.
And not yet. Is it too early to share any forecast on expected production numbers from this asset, or should we wait till we're further down the path?
The company that used to own these assets until just a few months ago or a year ago, they had a plan to run this basically to approximately 4 million ounces of silver a year, right? Okay. It was basically not a big production in terms of throughput. It's a small plant, but it's certainly very high grade, as I said. So I can't make any forecast. Okay, it's too early. Obviously, the more the merrier, but we want to make sure that we have a very solid turnaround plan.
Okay, understood. All right. I want to head south down to your projects in Peru. Nueva Recuperada, it's in production. I know you're ramping up further though, so can you give us an update on this asset?
Yeah, it's here. You can see that in the background. There's a beautiful Andes where we operate. I think, by the way, we're going to be a company with 2 of the most beautiful mine sites on earth, both in Colorado and here in Peru, these spectacular landscapes. Nueva Recuperada is a historical project. It was built back in the 60s and 70s, and we acquired it in 2017, and we put together an amazing package of different concessions from different owners, right? That was the master game here. And we started production just about a year and a half ago. By the time we went public, or more than production, we started to build a mine. We just called for commercial production in the first week of January 2023. During 2022, we're basically building the mine and doing thousands of meters of underground development. The exciting part of it is that by Q3 last year, we were cash flow positive. Mm-hmm. We had EBITDA positive in Q2 already. We were cash flow positive in Q3. It's not the lowest cost on earth, but our ASIC is actually more competitive than some of the majors. Have a look at it. It's still in construction, it's still in development. What we have in Huancavelica in Central Peru, which is lovely, is hundreds of these vertical veins, typically so-called narrow veins, okay, containing silver, gold, lead, and zinc. And these assets are going to go on for many, many years. We have basically approximately, in terms of silver equivalent, some 175 million ounces of silver equivalent in an inferred resource, about 35 million ounces equivalent already in a measured and indicated resource, and that keeps on growing. That's been actually measured on only 3 veins, and we've got more than 100. What I'm saying with this, like, the Recuperada project in Huancavelica is one of those historical mining districts you are going to see just growing over time, okay? We're looking forward to increasing our production. Just in early February, we published a PEA on the potential expansion of our project. So at the moment, we are 700 tons a day, and we have this vision that within the next 3 years, we should actually take it beyond 2,000. That's 3 times the throughput, okay? And at the time, this will become, conceptually, in gross numbers, a 6 million ounces producer. And that's already a mid-tier, okay? You want to look at companies that produce silver, and 6 million ounces is already a mid-tier producer, okay? With that, and with Colorado, and whatever comes after that, we're going to be busy building. I want to see these more, beyond 10 million ounces a year within the next 3 years. It's a big challenge. We take the challenge.
Mm. It's cool to see the vision come together. When I first started following SilverX, I believe that was the vision. It was, let's become a 10 million ounce silver producer. And watching you piece these projects together has been fun. Okay, I'd love to get an update on any exploration optionality, exploration upside that you're focused on right now. And then, in line with that, any news flow we could expect in the near term, Jose.
Yes, since we went public, which is, I think it was July 2021, we published an initial technical report, obviously. It was mostly inferred resources at the time. And since then, we actually updated the resource twice. In the first instance, in May 2022, we doubled up the tonnage. In just early 2023, at the back of the PA, we reported 3.6 million tons in measured and indicated. It's a 4 times increase in measured and indicated. And this keeps on going. So what investors should expect from SilverX, like regularly gonna keep on reporting on our, let's say, brownfield expansion, more veins, more resources, hopefully improving the grade, improving the quality, okay? On top of that, you will see that in our district, we've spotted some, let's say, disseminated or potentially disseminated deposits, okay? That's something we're gonna see this year as well. We're gonna be drilling that, we're gonna be doing proper geology on it, and hopefully that will show more upside to our investors. The Nueva Recuperada District is, again, something that's going to continue to grow. You will see news on that. In Colorado, the moment we start drilling, hopefully this summer, okay, once everything or the acquisition is completed, we expect also very good news. As I said earlier on, we expect to be intersecting very good grades, particularly I would say grade. And you know grade is king. Okay, Colorado is very high grade, and we are going to be drilling that. So that's part of the Newsflow as well.
Okay, well, look, it's always refreshing to talk to a CEO who puts forth a vision, says he's going to do something, and then goes and does it. So it's been fun following the story, Jose, since the first time I had you on, I think, stage at our VRIC conference in January, and then following the story since then. Look, I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming back on, chatting with me, and getting in front of my audience.
Anytime. Yeah, it's a pleasure being with you. Good luck with the conference. It's fantastic. And yeah, we'll keep on reporting you with good news over the next few months.
Sounds good. Okay. Thank you.